the next year, for the monthly webinars. Fantastic. Still here. Oh, chat disabled. Hang on a second. Why is that? Very strange. Hang on a second. I think I need to go in. Just bear with me, guys, and then we'll get going. I just want to see how I can get this bloody chat working. Got it. Okay, you should be able to use the chat now, guys. Do apologize. Excellent. Okay, so I'm going to do quite a lot today in an hour. So we're going to get through it. So we've had some people saying not getting a lot of xBratAlgo signals. Now, depending on the time frame, you will get signals. You won't get signals. If it's flat, you just won't get signals. It's just one of those things. You need some waves to go. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go to oil. I'm going to go on the 15-minute time frame. Most of you are day traders, so I'm going to put some support and resistance zones in there. Again, framing your charts, something I do all the time, every day. Exciting news is we're going to be able to get those automated for you in the next 3 to 4 months. So no matter which platform you've got on, you'll be able to subscribe and it will put my zones on your charts from multiple time frames, which is pretty cool. Technology's there, just got to get it developed. So I'm looking at oil. I can see when we're looking for the support and resistance zones, again, I'm looking at 2 or 3 touches, quite a fat zone there, but I think that's very important for a strong support zone. I'm going to look at these here and join those up. I'm going to move that down slightly to take that pivot. So in essence, I've got this pivot at the bottom, this pivot at the top. We've got touches of other pivots in the bottom here, and then we are range bound in that support and resistance zone at this point here. Very, very good. Now it's above there. So where's the next one that's going to cause us some issues? Okay, I can see this pivot here and I'm joining this pivot there. Very, very strong. Might come down a bit, but that's a bit too fat for me. I want to make sure I am nice and accurate there. I just want to go left a little bit just to make sure where we go with this here. Okay, that's not bad. So we have the 15-minute time frame is where I start my support and resistance zone. So we have got a couple underneath that I just want to put in just in case oil dives, but I very much doubt it. So what we've done is framed the chart. Okay, this should be done pretty much every day. Okay, so that's on the 15-minute time frame. We now on TradingView, what you got to do here is, you got to click on sync in layout. Okay. Click on sync in layout, and then same with the top one. Don't think the bottom one will come into place. I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to put a vertical line in here as well. And we can't look forward. We're going to look back because I've not got a crystal ball, guys. Don't know what's going to happen. But what I can do is I can put a vertical line when that comes back in. And I'm going to sync that in layout as well. So that's when we came back up through this range. There were trading opportunities during this range as well. We got the high, we got the low, okay? And then we were in and down and around there, okay? So I'm just going to put a vertical line in after that first up, first down, there, okay? I'm going to sync in the layout. We've got these moving forward as well. So this is what, obviously, what I'm going to show you now is we've had the high, we've had the low, we're coming back up, and there's some trading opportunities in there. And then when it comes back through into this same range here, we've got that top. We're now looking for trading opportunities there. So let's go to the smaller time frames. So that's the 15-minute. Guys, I'm sorry, but there's a lot of xBratAlgo signals there. This is the 2-minute. Heikin-Ashi, oil. I framed my chart. Look what happens. We come down. We test. Okay. We got a signal candle at this point here. There's a trade. Go long. If you want to be a little bit more subdued, okay, no trades here. 6-star sell. We don't short into support. Okay. This is on the 5-minute. Let me just check the settings on here. Yeah, we're on scalping. That's fine. So we get a signal here to go long. We go long. Okay. Comes back down. Doesn't take the stop out. We get another 5-star signal. We go long about this point here. We get a 6-star signal. We go long. Any more signals? Any more? No. We're not taking signals in that zone. Okay. No more signals. What does it look like on the 3-minute? Okay. Again, we're not going to trade into this zone. There were some fantastic signals here, 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 and here. Let's just look back left to that other vertical line. We've got to go quite a way. Have I missed it? There's all there it is. Okay. So when you're trading and you've got that support and resistance zones and you frame your chart and all that sort of stuff, you're going to be on multiple time frames. You're going to be looking at 3. You're going to be looking at 2 minutes. You're going to be looking at 5 minutes. Okay. And you are going to get the signals when you get them. Okay. You got to be patient. Okay. I mean, look here. 5 and 6-star short comes into that resistance zone. Get the short signals, go short. Okay. There's a lot of signals here. And this is just me going very, very quickly through oil. Okay. Anybody use the xBratAlgo on a different instrument, as it were? Let's have a look at that instrument. Fred, George, John, whatever. Let's have a look. Something you trade particularly. Gold. Okay, let's go to gold. I trade gold. Okay, so what I've done is, so I've been doing a lot of work on gold with multiple time frame support and resistance zones. Okay, so we are talking weekly daily, hourly, and then 15-minute type support and resistance zones. This is just in preparation to develop that auto trader. Not auto trader, sorry, auto zones. So for me, I've got a really big zone here. Okay, we do tip up above, we come back down and test, get some support, drops back down again. But the main thing is for me, we are back in that zone, and that happens a lot. Okay, it happens more than you would think. As soon as we, again, framing your charts, very important. As soon as we've come back into there, we've got to be looking for trades. Okay, so we break through around about here. Let's just make sure we sync that on the layout. Let's close that down. Okay, let's go through here. Okay, where are we? Okay. We're on the 1 minute. Let's go to 5 minute. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay. Make sure we're on Heikin-Ashi. Yes, we are. Okay. We've got a signal candle here, just going above long there, takes us all the way to this point there. We get another 5 and a 6 star buy signal here. This one takes us all the way to this, to the resistance zone there. Fantastic trade. We get a 6 star sell. Doesn't really go anywhere. Probably a break-even trade. 6 star buy. We're not going. This is the signal candle. We've got no risk reward into that resistance. We're not going to take that trade. 6 star sell recently, today. Short all the way down. Okay. Very, very, very simple. So I've seen emails come through saying there's no xBratAlgo signals. There's just so many. You've just got to have a few monitors. You got to have on different time frames, or have 2 different time frames on one monitor, half and half. And then you really just got to frame your charts, then wait for the signals to happen. These are signals. This is gold. 4th of October. There. And again, the signals might not come around when you're sat in front of the computer. Okay. Just because you're sat in front of the computer for an hour a day doesn't mean there's going to be a signal in that hour. That's one of the reasons why I developed the Auto Trader, because signals don't wait until you're sat in front of the computer. Their market behavior produces the signals. Okay. Would the pivots between those 2 zones be zones as well? So I'm on the 5 minute, unless I get something repeating very, very strong. So if it repeats 3 times or more, it's a strong zone. Again, this is from the 15-minute. 1, 2, 3, very strong zone. Okay, we've pushed up through, tested 1, 2, 3, strong zone. Is there any zones in between? There could be. Okay, this could be a zone, but it's in the middle. Okay, so we've got to be sensible here. This seems to be support and resistance. It's weaker than these 2. Okay, so if we get, again, this is gone, this is past. We've got a couple of touches here. At this point, this zone doesn't exist until we just recently come at this point. These trades have happened. Okay, now what we've got to look at is we're going later in the day. This is gold. Are we going to go down? Are we going to go up? What we're looking for is a signal, probably on the 1 minute. Okay, and we're looking, when we get that signal, if we get a short signal, we're probably going to look for a short below this little support here. If we get a signal, the long would be above the pivot here. and our risk to reward is pretty good. Okay. So risk to reward's 1 to 2. Easy. Going long, however, we're not going to be taking longs into this resistance. Yes, George, yeah. 15, 5, and 3 minute. Pretty standard time frames. You can go to 1 minute. It's very, very achievable. That's gold, okay? We don't always get monster breakouts as well, okay? Some days the breakouts are pretty sedentary and we go sideways. Some days they are big. A lot of the times I think when we're using the breakout, okay, look, we're in the range, okay? We're on from the 15 minute, we're on the 5 minute on the breakouts here. So we are, you know, we have the gold pit open. We don't get the signal because it's red. We don't go down. It comes back up to test that. Starts to come back down. The manager's telling me it's gathering momentum. Look, all higher than average volume coming down. Okay. We don't push through massively. We start, the bias on the range breakout is red. We start to go sideways here. Actually, remember, traders should talk to themselves. I'd like a short below there. Okay. We're gathering. We're forming a support here. 1, 2, 3 candles. That's 15 minutes, guys. If you don't spot that in 15 minutes, give up trading, go and do something else. Okay. You want to go short here. The bias is short. There's the short. Manager keeps you in. Going down again. Manager gets you out at this point. We then get the New York gold pit open. The bias is yellow. It's neutral. We don't trade. However, we come back in to the so we go out, in, out, in, out, back in again. We get a candle close when the bias for that gold pit open is red. We need to go short coming out of there. There's the short, doesn't take out the top of the range where our stop is, just above there, comes back down, hits the support and resistance zone. Take out your trade. This is reasonably simple stuff, guys. It's about understanding the behavior. It's about putting these support and resistance zones on. Crucial to successful trading. Okay. Just because you get a signal doesn't mean you've got to blindly follow it. You have to frame your charts. Okay. I made a video the other day on Costco. I don't know if anybody swing trades or not. To be honest, I haven't done much swing trading this year. I'm not in love with stocks right now. But I made a video, it's on the YouTube channel, combining some of the trading indicators, looking at multiple time frames. Very, very important. Just an example. Go to the YouTube channel, check that out. It's on the swing trade. It's one of the new ones. But this is a weekly. Get away for pullback, going long into the 5th wave target zone on Costco. Then invariably we get a correction when we hit that target zone. We then go to the daily. We see that the harmonic pattern completes in the automated completion zone, saying you should be going, we should be going short. Look what it does. Pink vertical, roller coaster, short, down, winner, chicken dinner. We then get the A, B, C correction here on the daily, and then we're going to hopefully make that D pivot. We get the yellow vertical line here moving away from the C. We get a roller coaster to go along here. Beautiful. We then get this D pivot complete in the automated completion zone. We should be looking for a short. We don't get the backup of the roller coaster this time, but we do have a fantastic shorting opportunity around about 529.37, and it's still in now. So again, it's sometimes we need to look at combining these indicators because they are different strategies for different types of market conditions. And then when you're looking on multiple time frames, you start to get a real picture of the behavior that's going on. Now, that stocks on larger time frames, that can be done on anything. Okay, there's three time frames. I look at copper here on the 10-minute. Let's look at it on the down here. I want to look on the 5-minute. Okay, and on this one here, I want to look on the 15-minute. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the roller coaster for now. I'm going to put on the there, and I'm going to put xBratAlgo is already on the manager. Let's put Elliott Wave on a shorter time frame, see what happens. Okay, on here I've got the range breakout, but again I could be looking at other types of strategies as well by adding those to that same time frame. But I've got a I want that on 15, not there's 15 at the top. Okay, now not everything will be in the groove for everything all the time. Okay, there was a great short today, just after the oil pit open short on copper futures was fantastic there on the 5-minute. Okay, there's the London European Open, there's the New York Stock Exchange Open. There was a great trade coming back through there. Little bit iffy with the bias at this point, and this is why the auto trader didn't take that today, because we didn't get a close in when the bias was green. That's one of the rules I'm going to go through in a minute to sort of decipher that. I'm just going to put that on the 3-minute, that top one here. Again, if you're going to do this seriously, you've got to have, I've got 6 monitors here. I've got a 7th, which is a spare in case one of them breaks down. Okay, so we have no real signals on copper. No, I haven't put the xBratAlgo on, that's why. There we go. Oh, look at that. Okay, there's some great signals going into the evening yesterday. That long was fantastic. Short before that was fantastic. 3-minute copper looks very, very good. Multiple time frame strategy, very, very important. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I want to bring on across the auto trader purely because I'm going to go big on the copper and I'm going to talk about some rules. Okay, so yesterday was a monster trade. It hit the $1,800 maximum profit target yesterday. Still continue to go, but that's what we're after. So this is what's called a straddle trade. So if you're trading this manually, you define that first 10-minute range on the New York Stock Exchange Open, and you go long 2 ticks above the range, or you have a short order to go 2 ticks below. This went long and then adjusted the trailing the stop until we got to max profit and took it out. Great day, fantastic. What happens the next day, today? So we get the European Open, very, very small range. We only trade between these points here. There was no trade. Okay, we now come into the New York Stock Exchange Open. We get that same scalp, that same straddle strategy again. We go short. It goes through the number of ticks that it's optimized to say make it risk free, comes back up, takes it out risk free, and then it's going bit and bob and sideways. So there'll be no, in theory, no more trades for that today. There could have been a continuation trade between this point and this point if we would have got a decent close when it was green. So this is a changeover. So when this candle closes in here, it's still neutral. Okay, the next candle that closes actually closes out, and that's what turns that green. So we missed the opportunity today. Well, we didn't miss it. There's rules in place for us not to, not to trade. So story of 2 days, and this is, trading strategies, whether it's automatic or manual. You will get runners, but then you will also get flat periods. That's the difference. Okay, so we missed a trade today. If we just go back with oil, very strict on rules for oil, very, very strict. So we're looking at two opens. We're looking at the oil open, the New York Stock Exchange open. We got 2 trades yesterday, made $539. You can see the profit trace down here on the right. So we got the oil pit open is more than 40 ticks. So we don't trade that. Okay, the max risk, and you've always got to have a max risk when trading. So for this opening range, the max risk for an opening range trade is 40 ticks. The maximum risk for a continuation trade is 60 ticks. So then we get the New York Stock Exchange open, which is less than 40 ticks. We get a short. The trading stop is moved to 10 ticks to lock in a little bit of profit. Didn't move up, came back up, and we took $100. We then start to come back through. Now you see how we came below here. The next candle closes within that original oil pit opening range. Now this is classed as a continuation trade. We've already had the open, okay? So this is less than 60 ticks within the parameters for us to have a continuation trade. The order goes in on this candle to go long. A few candles later, we just have some news just sends us straight through, actually goes 100 ticks at the time, comes back, goes sideways. Now, this is where the manager comes into managing the trade. We actually were green. You don't see the cloud here, but this is green because the green's above the blue. So we use the manager to manage the trade, but it also adjusts that trailing stop as well. And in the end, we took that trailing stop and we're $539 in profit. Different day, same rules, no trade. Okay, we do get a short order here, but it just didn't come through. Okay, so today the oil range was huge. Okay, absolutely massive. It was over 100 ticks. There's no way we're going to trade that. Even the New York Stock Exchange range was too big. It was over 40 ticks. So even if you're not using the auto trader, you should have these set rules written down in stone right in front of you. If you have a max range of, and again, you've got to back test and you've got to look for each different instrument, how it's performing, then you just don't trade it. You've got to be able to sit on your hands and do nothing. And that's one of the most, that's probably the hardest things for a trader to do, is to sit on your hands and do nothing. So no trades on CL today, and that's fine. We're happy, because when you're monitoring how your trading's performing, and what I do on the auto trader, as I look at the performance reports at the end of every week. So when I look at YM breakout here, this is the starting point a couple of weeks ago. We've not had many trades with this now. So we've got a couple that are in amber. Okay, the max drawdown's pretty much the same for the MYM. The GC is pretty good. It's green at the moment. 6E is amber. We had one massive winning week the week before. Then last week was flat. So, this is where these go into amber. And then 6E, FDXS. Now, CL, for example, here. These figures, profit factor, max drawdown, percentage profitable, average winning trade. These are the ones in gray that I'm really interested in, especially the max consecutive winners, max consecutive losers. So if I just pull that to one side for a minute, and I go to oil right now and I get the strategy performance report out. Now, I don't usually do this until the end of the week, but I'd like to just do this now to show you. So let's compare. And I'm going to put these into the spreadsheet. And again, you should be doing this. So profit factor 28.49, that's green. Okay. The max drawdown, $225. Okay. So we're comparing. The week's not over yet, but we're just comparing, because even if you're manually trading, you need to compare the performance. Okay. We got percentage profitable 84.62. Average winning trade $701. Average losing trade -135. Okay. Max consec winners 5, max consec losers 1. Okay. And then finally, trades per day. I just like to look at that, because if we don't get to, if that goes way, way beyond. Yes, John, we had a mega day yesterday. So today you've got that protection. So we won't trade again. Average trades per day, 0.32. So this is a problem. Okay. Because we have the max range at a certain range. Okay, so I put that data in. You don't use it to the end of the week, but I just want to show you here. So on the CL breakout, we are green here. Okay, so our drawdown has gone down by half, so we are good. Okay, the profit factor has just gone through the roof, so we're good there. Again, percentage profitable has gone from 66% to 88%. Average winning trade, what did we say the average winning trade was? 701. I didn't change that, did I? 701. 701. And the average losing trade was 135, if I remember correctly. So we're green here. We are grey there, not real big difference. I think we're green here as well. So we've gone max consecutive losers. So what I do is, if I get any red, I need to re-optimize. Now, my average trades per day has gone from 0.68 to 0.32. So we're about half. This is amber for me. If we go through no more trades this week, this will go down even further. So I may need to adjust my max risk, that maximum range size, if you like. That's one of the biggest factors that stops us getting in a trade. So I may find that the average range now is, say, 50 ticks, and we still get a good win rate, because if I'm going to increase that range, I've got to make sure when I run the strategy performance report that I'm not hurting all of this as well. So it's a very fine balance. I just wanted to show what I do there. So again, look, I mean, oil would, at the end of the week, unless we have a lot of winners, a lot of losers, we are not going to change it. Okay. So let's now go to the data points for the roller coaster. So MGC roller coaster, let's bring that over. Okay. Let me take this one off. Bring another one over. Okay, so it's had a tough day today, but it's still $290 up from 3 p.m. yesterday. It's resets every day. So what I'm going to do, is I'm going to run the strategy performance report now. And this is where being patient and not panicking comes in. So max drawdown, minus 135. So we had a big winner, big winning day yesterday for this one. Okay, so we've got percentage profitable 64.71. Average winning trade 44.75. Okay, average losing trade 64.73. Again, you don't really need to do this till the end of the week. Okay, max consec winners 8. Max consec losers 4. Okay, copy. Now, a loser, even if it's break even, it's classed as a loser if it's break even. Okay, we're 8 here. Average trades per day 6.16. And total net profit, well, we don't really look at that. We just look at drawdowns and everything. Profit factor is another one we look at. 3.46. 3.46. Okay. So let's close that down. Let's move. Let's just bring that over. So it's something tracking every day. So what we got now. So max drawdown, green, is less. Okay. A lot of that is due to the fact that we have a very strict max loss for the day. Okay. Which is about only a fifth of the max profit. So you have a couple of days when you get the max profit, a couple of days when you get max loss. That's going to really affect that. So profit factor is amber. So we've come down. We're amber for me on here, even though we're actually in profit for the week. Okay, we've got to be very strict with this. We're amber, almost red on the average winning trade. Average losing trade was still grey, 63.17, 64.73. So max consec winners, we're amber on this one. Max consec losers, we're amber on this one. So it's very crucial for the performance of this is if we get another loser, the next trade for MGC, which will be tomorrow or after 3 p.m. today, if that is a loser, I say to people, disable. I have to re-optimize. Let it run for the rest of the week. Make sure the data matches up. Then re-optimize if necessary. Okay, so we're just keeping abreast. Max trades per day is green. So the thing that concerns me is that max consec losers. I need to look at the chart though, because it's very important when you're looking at your past trades, whether you're actually manual trading or auto trading. So this one, in theory, was break even, but it was a slight loss because we had more than one contract and they were taken out at different times. Okay. So actually that's classed as a loss, but in reality, it's not. So that broke the duck for those consecutive losers, but we've got to keep it. Yesterday's winners were pretty good. We had big winner, small winner, big winner, small winner, ended up $421 in profit for the day on micros. Okay, this is the micro account. So for that, we're good. Day before, big winner, flat, little loser, flat, little winner. Okay, so we're doing well this week on MGC. We hit max loss today. That's fine. We really do need a winner next for us to really sort of take advantage and not change this. So that's very important. 34.33 was it? Oh, I'm way out then. Average losing trade was 34.33. Really? Was I looking at the wrong one? 34.33. Oh yes, 34.33. That's even better. That's even better. That's green. That changes the outlook quite a bit. Well, thank you, George. Again, I don't usually do this at the end of the week, but what we have now is some ambers and some greens. We've looked at that max consec losers, and actually some of those will break even. So we've got to be just a little bit careful here because our average losing trade is better, okay, but our average winning trade is lower. So it's a fine balance there. But again, you should be tracking everything that you do, whether it's manual or auto trading. Really, really keep an eye on that. M2K, for example, we had a breakout on the London today. We haven't had a breakout all week, I don't think, actually. Oh, no, we had a little one at break even the other day. So again, when I look at this, I look at some of these ranges I mean, that's just too big to trade because the risk is too great. So we haven't had a lot of trades this week on the M2K and RTY. We've had a break even and we've had a small winner. That's fine. Okay. We've had no trades on MYM. So one of the things I've got to look at is, are we too aggressive with that max? We're keeping that max range too low. So I will look then over this last week to say, what is the average range? Can we adjust it? And that's one of those things I'm going to have to look at. What I want to do now is one of the things that it's not the right time of day, but we're going to have a look at it anyway. We're going to have a look at the RTY or the CL roller coaster auto trader. So one of the things on the very, very fast time frames is to be able to disable and enable it. So we can set things like the max risk. So again, max risk is that between the stop and the entry. If it's over a certain amount of ticks and it goes against us, that's what we're prepared to lose. One of the things I'm working on here at the moment, you've probably seen a couple of videos. I did one today, but I didn't put it on YouTube. I shared it with the enterprise membership. Is RTY at the open has just been phenomenal. Okay, I've traded it the last 2 days, and I'm $436 up today with the video that I did today. And I did the same sort of money yesterday. Okay, so it is pretty awesome, and it's only a 5-minute. It's only a 5-minute time of your life, really. Got to go back quite a bit to actually show you those trades, but. So basically, I put some safety measures in for max risk and blah blah blah, and then what I want to do is I put some support and resistance zones on, and if we are favorable with those support and resistance zones, I'll turn the bloody thing on, and then I'll turn it off. Okay, as you can see, there's lots of potential trading opportunities, but this was my trading activity today, and that lasted from the open at 9:30 to 9:35, and I made $436. Okay, I did the same yesterday. And John, you will attest to that because I sent you the video from yesterday as well. So today, I mean, this moves extremely fast. Okay. I was looking for that short to continue here. In the end, I made a little bit of profit. I was a break even, little loss, profit on this long, profit on this long. Okay. Took a loss on this long, but I was absolutely positive this initial move after a pullback would go long again. So I took that initial loss. At that point, you know, I was only 300 and odd. Well, what was it? $315 in profit at that point. Then we got the run I wanted. Then I just disabled it. Okay, and this is where the semi-automation comes in, because we can set ones on a slower type of time frame for Unirenko, like we have on the MGC that we just talked about. That's still in profit for the last 24 hours. But on the really, really fast time frames, we can say, right, okay, this is our max risk, 15 ticks I got on this. This is the profit I want to take during the day, lots of other factors, and then we can just sit there. Okay, it's good. I will go and I'll switch it on and off when I need to do. Now, I don't know what's happening right now, so we can have a look, and we'll see, because it's a lot slower at this time of day. So there may be opportunities. We've just come off this support. I might just enable that right now. Bear with me a second. And then I'm going to look at CL as well. So I just want to have a look where the support and resistance zones are, just recent ones on this. Again, I'm using Unirenko on this, which is it can be quite fast. This time of day, 135 during the hot pair is extremely fast. But for this, no. Okay. I think that's a really good support and resistance zone there. A lot easier with Unirenko to actually join up these pivots. A lot easier. Let's go here. Yeah. Okay, I think that's going to cause us some issues if we come up to there. All right, so what we have here is, in theory, this is a trade that's in, okay? So if it breaks the stop and comes down, it will be too far for us to get a short. So I'm going to enable that as well. I'm going to enable RTY. What time we got here? Okay, we got 13 minutes. Let's have a look and see what happens, shall we? So right now, this is moving up and up and up and up. So two things can happen here. We can reverse and we get a signal and we go short, or we get a slight little pullback and it goes again. The slight little pullback for the long could be problematic because we're going into resistance. Still going. What, you know, the ideal situation here is if it goes up and tests that resistance, turn around, we get a signal and it goes short. With the CL, we're going nowhere right now. It's very, very slow. The thing I can't do is I can't show you NQ because I can't. This is live. So if I start messing around changing the data, it will crash the system because I'm on a VPS. So let's just keep an eye on it. Moving very slow. It moves a hell of a lot faster when we get that volatility at the beginning of the day. What's oil doing? Going nowhere. So this is what it looks like. I'm trading 5 contracts on MGC. So on this particular account, I've got a few accounts running. So when you get that max loss, that's what it looks like. It doesn't, then you get this red line, doesn't trade. But in the last 24 hours, I'm still up $380 on this account using the roller coaster totally automated. Okay. So I'm still up. I'm still happy. Again, not the right time of day to run this. That's why I'm on the gray here. I'm on the gray. It won't take a trade. So bear with me. I am going to have to go to the strategies because I actually want to hopefully on air get a trade, but it is the wrong time of day. So bear with me because it won't trade if it's not within a certain hour. So if I just switch that off a second. Again, it's not a great time to trade. These are the times which are good, but I just want to see if we can get a trade live. Okay, it'll just calculate, take a little while. Actually come back into that opening range now. RTY. Still calculating. Again, everything should be switched on before the beginning of the day. Imagine this is quite a fast time frame. And it's got to do all the calculations for the previous trades because that helps understand the behavior for the new trades, for the roller coaster. So it takes a little bit of time here. It'll come to life in a minute. It's like watching paint dry. Once they're set up and running, you just leave them for the rest of the day. And this is why you don't change mid-session. I think also sharing the screen doesn't help. I think I've froze it, guys. You should not change stuff during the session. Oh, there we go. It'll catch up. Okay, we're on. We're on. It's active. You see it green at the top there. There's a lot of calculations that go through on this. A lot of calculations. This is why once it's set for the week, you just need to leave it, and all you need to do then is enable and disable. Okay. especially on this Unirenko 135, it's a very, very fast time frame. Okay, we're short. Well, there's a short order submitted. Really shouldn't be going short into support here. I think I would have preferred the long. By doing that, though, it's reset my P&L. Can you see that? We're back at 0. I've got another order gone off somewhere. What's going off? Oh, is that oil by any chance? Yes, it's oil. Oil for the short as well has gone in. That's actually, I mean, that long was very good. It just triggered before we started the trial here, and now we're looking for that short. No data. I think there's a Fed speech or something, one of the Fed guys speaking at 3 p.m., but nothing right now that's going to push. One of the things you would do in reality is this would be disabled coming down into that support, because you don't short into support. But obviously I was only just switching on and changing things. So with CL, we're in a little bit of profit, 3 tick profit right now. The stop will adjust automatically when it goes when this EMA starts to go through the original open. Now you'll see that the signal line's at this point here, but the entry is 1 or 2 ticks below. You can't have it at the same signal point because you will never get in, because these things move so fast. This is why we got a little bit of leeway. Now remember, this is not optimized. Okay, I just wanted to show you in action and hope to get a trade. But if you tried to open it at 0 ticks there, it would never take the trade. You've got to give it a little room. So we have an offset for entry. We also have an offset for the stop as well, because when you're scalping things, you couldn't scalp this manually. It just moves too fast. But even when you're doing it automatically, if the order is actually on a short above the price, it'll be cancelled. It won't take it in. So you've got to get that offset correct when we get the order. We go back to RT1. What's that doing? It's not took us out yet. We're at 0. One of the things you can do as well, I know, John, you are a member of the enterprise. You can, if you're in a slight bit of profit and you don't like the way this is going, for example, you can flatten. But when you click flatten, it closes the system down. You have to re-enable it. Okay, another safety feature. This is actually quite slow. One of the reasons why I had to change there, because at this time of day it is very, very slow. Okay, so the RTY has adjusted the stop and it's now locking in profit. Okay, so we'll follow this one through. So the entry was at 1756.4. It has pushed through that support. Now we're at 1756.2. So each time we get a Unirenko candle close, as long as it keeps pushing down, we'll keep, there we go, it's adjusted again, adjusted again. Okay, now this adjusts in milliseconds when we're at a high volatile part of the day on this Unirenko setting 135. Now, if this gets taken out and the profit gets taken and it starts to go back up again, if we're within the predetermined range, the safe range, that max risk, we'll get a long order as well. And that's the whole point of the roller coaster, really. Just quick flick over to oil, see what we're doing. That's going to get taken out, I think. And again, oil really, when it's optimized, we looked at the between 11 a.m. and 12 p.m. is one of the real sort of strong times for oil. You wouldn't be trading at this time of day. So we'll just follow this through and then we'll call it a day. So again, Unirenko 135, very difficult for you to trade this manually. It is a slow time of the day. So you, in theory, you could get away with trading it manually, but it's just very, very difficult because it's adjusting those trailing stops as well. There we go. Pushing. Okay, that's the oil out. Pushing. 20 ticks now. Oh, we could get taken out here. You can't, right. Profit was taken here. Now, in theory, we don't want to have a long at this point because we're going to go long into resistance. So we could click real-time enabled and that disables it, so it won't trade. Okay, just made quick 60 bucks there. Okay, I can enable it again if I think it's going to go down. Okay, so if I get a red candle here and it closes after this little pullback and then we get another one, I can click enable just in case we get another short here. And that's, you know, switching it on and off is sort of order submitted. That would be on oil then. That's another short on oil. It's having another go after a higher, after testing that resistance zone again. Very interesting here. Again, not the time of day I would actually have this running. Because it's a slower time of the day, and when I've optimized this, it's after midday is not a good time. So we're actually over 500 bucks now for that. Remember, I had to redo RTY, so it reset the P&L. So now we could get a long order going, and we're going to go long into resistance. So if you were using this, you would say, you know what, I'll disable that, and then it just won't trade. So you've got control. There's the order. You see the order with the green arrow. So we would have an order on now if I hadn't have disabled, and I don't want to go long into resistance. That trade would now be in. Okay. But it's not in because I clicked disabled. And this, I tell you, at the beginning of the session, yesterday was the first 3 minutes, today was the first 5 minutes. I'd made the money and gone because we were either, you know, one of the supports or one of the resistance zones. We had a lot of fresh air, and it was good to enable it. That was a break even on oil there. There's a long order gone in on oil, and that's in. I can actually now enable this because we're not in that trade. So a couple of things can happen here. This will come down, take that stop, which will reset the machine to look for another order. Or this comes back up, the trailing stop gets printed, and then takes that out, which resets the machine again. So right now, it's okay for me to re-enable this because the ideal opportunity here would be this goes up, tests this resistance, comes down, takes a trailing stop out, we get a short order, and we go short. Okay, I've not got a crystal ball, don't know if that's going to happen, but that's the ideal opportunity for me now, because I want it's enabled, because I want that trailing stop to get printed, resistance formed, and then we come down. The CL, okay, that long is now in profit. There was the entry, there's the trailing stop. Got some clear air. I don't know whether it's got enough juice to go through at this time of day. Right, give a couple more minutes, guys. I'm going to get going. I just wanted to show you some of the things. I mean, again, there is a video on the YouTube channel of me trading that first 3 minutes yesterday, which was phenomenal. Some really great trades, really quick as well. Okay, but the profit was taken there. Really, the short is what we're looking for in oil, but you know, at this time of day, it's not an ideal opportunity to trade this. So this is still going back up. You know, once it starts to print there, it's just started to print that trailing stop now. So we've got opportunities. I think that short's just gone in on oil now as well. No, the order's on, but the trade's not in yet. It is now. Not got many in today, guys, because we changed the link because we're over that year. So there's not many been in today. I did have an announcement today, but I think I might do an impromptu webinar next week. But I'll tell you guys what I'm going to do. So the business is going extremely fast. I'm just going to stop the YouTube now because I don't want this on the